Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for March 19th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, I'm going to repeat what I did yesterday, and I'm going to look at overall geometry first before I get into the weeds of the band scanning. So I'm just going to go box by box, and I'm going to look at geometry here. And geometry is basically, just to go over that real quick, because it's a term that's not commonly known among people who just do classic Sudoku. But if I were to black out these givens, the geometry doesn't care what the digits are, at least at first. What it cares about is their positioning and where they aren't, right? Where they are and where they aren't. And so, for example, these, I blacked them out. I know you can still read the numbers, but I'm saying, hey, ignore the numbers here. And instead, just focus on, when you look at it, you can see this sort of plus in the middle. You can see that negative space where they aren't. And so what I'm interested in is, well, we've got 1, 4, 5, and 9 here. They're not in this column and they're not in this row. All of them aren't. But those digits, whatever they end up being, are going to have to end up being in this row and this column. We're going to need 4 cells for them. And so looking at, again, if I just ignore the digits, you can't ignore them for very long when doing this, but we can see, okay, there's 5 cells here and there's 6 cells here. That's kind of the initial scan, and you can get really fast, just like instantly recognizing like shapes and patterns. That's why I call it geometry. I'm not the one who named it geometry, but I like the name because you're looking at the shapes, you're using your kind of pattern recognition, visual recognition system where you're not worried about the numbers yet. You're just going, hey, this is probably a high value target because we have 4 digits that need to go in 5 cells. If it was 4 digits and 4 cells, it would be even better. But then you kind of need to unmask the digits and just make sure that this digit isn't the same as any of these, right? Because then you have to start just discounting that because it's already occupied. But here we can actually see I need 1, 4, 5, and 9 in these 4 cells. And I'm almost seeing like this cell here is not 1, 4, or 9. Unfortunately, it could be 5. And in fact, it's got a 50% chance of being 5. We might as well mark that. But like if this doesn't end up being 5, then 1, 4, 5, 9 are going to have to end up here. In fact, this will be a 5 and this will be 1, 4, 9. None of these are 5, but unfortunately we don't have the 1 at all down here or the 1, So we can't quite do anything with that, but that's what we're looking for. Down here, we'd be looking for the same thing, 1, 4, 5, 9 in 6 places. And so, yeah, we'll do our normal scan of bands and stacks as we go. But even just like sort of just paying attention to 1, 4, 5, 9 in this column can get you some immediate like nice things. For example, I'm noticing we have a 4 in this box already that puts 4 not in these 2. And then we have these 2 4s here. So I can just immediately place a 4, just kind of get a really nice deduction right away. If I wasn't sitting here explaining it and talking about all this, I would have gotten, these 5s marked and this 4 placed within the first 15 seconds of the puzzle or less, right? Maybe 10 seconds. Can do that really quickly. So I'm going to go box by box and just kind of repeat that process. So we just have a 3 here. We're just kind of looking to see if 3 is interesting at all. What I do see is that this 3 looks into this box and puts a 3 in one of these 2. So we immediately get an interesting deduction, which is that these 3s point. By the way, when I marked these 5s, I forgot to follow up, but we do need a 5 in this column. And actually we can see because this is filled, we need the 5 to be down here. So now we just immediately get useful claiming as well on those 5s. What I mean by claiming is this column needs a 5 and it's not in any of these cells. So the 5's going to end up here or here. We don't know where it ends up, but wherever it ends up, it'll also be in box 8. So this is the 5 for box 8, meaning these can't be 5 anymore. So what I'm mostly interested in is where's the 5 in this row now. It's not in any of these cells, not in this cell because of these 5s here. Unfortunately, there are 3 places and they don't have much in common. So we can't do anything. We can't follow up more with that 5 yet, but something to keep in mind. But yeah, these 3's looking in, the 3's point down. It does put a 3 in one of these 2. And then the 3's pointing down here don't do much. But what we learned is that these aren't 3 now. All right, so I think that's all we really get out of that 3. We also have this 5 and 8. We'd want to check this row. We'd want to check this column. Immediately, I'm saying it's extremely unlikely that we're going to find anything. But it doesn't hurt just to check. Like, hey, what's going on with the 8 in this row? You can just really quickly just glance and look and see, okay, not much. And what's going on with 5 in this column? Really, again, not much. Or sorry, 5 and 8 in this column is what's more interesting. Sorry. And we do have these two 8s looking in, but it's not enough. 8's still in two places. So, all right, this box here, we've got the 2, 4, 7, and 8. Again, they're missing, they're avoiding these cells. And so we might ask the question, where do 2, 4, 7, 8 go in this column? We already have the 4 placed, right? So we got to be careful about that. So it's really just 2, 7, and 8. There's 5 cells for 3. It's extremely unlikely we're going to do anything with that, but it doesn't hurt to take a quick glance. We also have stuff like 2, 4, 7 avoiding this row. And here, the 2 is doubled up, but the 4 and the 7 need to go in 3 places. And look at this. This cell here can't be 4 or 7. So what we have found here is a hidden pair in this row, before we've really even done any kind of band scanning, right? We're just sort of giving attention to every box and just looking at geometry, focusing on what geometry is trying to tell us. So again, what I did is I looked at this 2, 4, 7 and how it's avoiding this row. And I see, so these can't be 2, 4, 7. I already saw we had a 2. So now I've reduced it to just 4 and 7 in this row. And then I saw that this cell here couldn't be both 4 or 7. So we end up with 4, 7 in these two cells. These two cells have to be the 4 and 7 or we'll be able to fit them in. And now I'm seeing that this ends up being a triple. First thing I'm noticing is this corner mark 3 telling me this isn't a 3. So I immediately want to look to see if this can be a 3, and it can't. So if that can't be a 3 and that can't be a 3, we can place a 3 in the row. Now, I may get the question, except I'm answering it right now, hopefully. Why couldn't this be the 3? There's 2 places for 3 in this box. Why couldn't that be the 3? Well, it's because I'm not looking at the box. I'm looking at the row. And according to the row, this is the only place for 3. So I have to put it there. Another way to put that, if you prefer, this isn't how I think about it, but you can think about it as a contradiction. If this were a 3, there would be nowhere to put 3 in this row, and that's bad. The row needs a 3. So we get that 3. And that does put a 3 somewhere down here, which we can mark. And so now we're left with a pair here. We need the 1 and something. 1 and 5, it looks like. So that's not resolved, but we can place the 1, 5 pair and the 4, 7 pair. That's very nice. So we got all of that just because we looked at the geometry of these 3 digits against this row. One of them even repeated, but that didn't stop us. I could look at the 2, 3, 7 versus this column, but there's not much to say about that. I don't know if there's any more geometry from this box I want to look at. 2, 7, 8, I think we talked about already. Okay, so let's move on to this box. This is really interesting, the 1, 2, 6, 8, 9. And again, I'm already 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes, nearly 8 minutes into this puzzle. I would have blasted through this much more quickly with that explanation. And so hopefully you're not saying, well, this is slow. It won't be slow if you pay attention. In fact, I'm just noticing these 2 6s here. Do place the 6. If you notice something like that, like just do it, right? But we've got the 1, 2, 6, 8, 9. What I'm interested in immediately is that is 5 digits for 6 cells. I mean, we can see that the 9 is up here. 1, 2, 6, 8. The 2 is also, the 2's up here. A really easy thing to see is that we don't have any digits here that look in. One thing I am seeing is the 7 looks in. Like, we're looking at how things peek through as well. It does put a 7 in one of these two. That's going to point. It puts a 7 in one of these two. So yeah, I mean, we can just think about what this box needs, I suppose. It needs a 3, 4, 5, 7. I'm not going to pencil too much yet, but yeah, so this isn't 4. 3. This isn't 3 or 4, so I guess we can mark the 5, 7. Oops, that was not the mode I wanted to be in. Mark the 5, 7. This row is down to 5, 7, 9. I think that's worth marking. All right. Oh, right. The 9 can't go here or here, so the 9 is placed in the row. That's what I probably should have been seeing. We can follow up on the 9, but it doesn't have a follow-up itself. All right. So anything else from this, from these digits here, where we might want to look at the 1, 2, 8, 9 in this row. We do need to place a 9 in the row. Where does it go? I mean, we would have seen this from a normal scan, but this is just another way to have spotted that. This 5 looks down now, giving us the 1 and the 5. So we've actually completed this entire box. And then So I might modify this intro here a bit to just really do a quick glance at the obvious geometry that's going on, because this is almost just another way of solving the puzzle. But I mean, I guess that's not necessarily a problem, but we're kind of doing a box-focused scan right now. Let's just move on to this box now, and we'll come back and fill in what we need later. So I've got the 1, 3, 6, and 9. We already have the 1, 6, and 9 placed, but we are going to need a 3 in this row, so we can mark the 3s here. Anything? See, I'm already seeing like this is mostly empty. We already have the 9 here. We just be the 3 and the 1. Yeah. So I'm not seeing anything else to do with this box. This box just has a 4 in it. I'm not going to get anything out of that. This 2, 4, 9. Lots of space up here, so we're not worried about it. This 4, 7, 9 would be maybe interesting if 4 and 9 weren't already repeats. So we're not getting anything out of that. Vertically, though, we are going to need 4, 7, 9. Unfortunately, this can be a 4. C, 7, 9. So we're pretty close to getting a 4, 7, 9 hidden triple here, but I mean, actually, this can't be... Yeah, this can be 4, sorry. I got confused at what digit I was talking about. And then anything looking down here, the 3 and the 5 is kind of the corollary here. Unfortunately, 3 and 5 are spread across these 3 digits. So, all right, so we finished our box scan. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do our normal band stack scanning, and just pick up what we might have missed. So I'm going to look vertically at this 1, 4, 5, 9 because we know there's always a buddy here. The 4 is already placed down here, but we should be able to corner mark the 1s, 5s, and 9s. So the 1 ends up here. We want to check this row for 1s now, but there's a few places. The 4 we already placed. The 5 ends up over here, and then the 9 also. Oh, the 9 ends up placed here because we have these 2 9s looking in as well. We have all of these 9s. There we go. Anyway, place that 9. Not much follow-up from that, although now we want to look for 5 in this row. It's not here, it's not here, it's not here. Unfortunately, there's 3 places for 5. Okay. So that's it for the verticality. Horizontally, I think we already took care of everything. The 3 vertically does not seem to do anything. And horizontally, we already got the pointing 3s. All right, and then we've got the 5 and the 8. Vertically, do they do anything? Not seeing it. Okay. This box is filled. So we're not going to worry about it right now. Let's move on to this box here. I just want to, I'm going to now mark this as 3, 5, 7. Sorry, 3, 5, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Right, and I've noticed now the 4 is in one of these two. I'm going to take this opportunity to look at this column as well. We need a 1, 4, 5, 7. 1, 4, 5, 7. This isn't 1 or 5, so this is 4, 7. This isn't 4 or 5, so this is 1, 7. And this isn't, none of these are 4. In fact, where's the 4 in this column? This 4 says not here, this 4 says not here. So the 4 is placed, and we're left with 1, 5, 7. And the top one's not 7. Okay. That worked out well. We got this 4. Let's follow up on it. There's a 4 in one of these 2 cells. I'm happy to have feedback on like the speed of this solve as well. Yeah, any feedback is appreciated. Let me know how this feels. I'm trying to adjust to kind of a new strategy here, or at least an adjustment to the order that I tackle things. Anyway, what was I doing? I was looking at this box. I feel like these 2 cells might be interesting. So let's just take a look. So they can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. Neither of them can be 5. We have the corner mark there. So they could be 6, 7, 8. They can't be 9. So that's definitely worth marking, and that one's not even an 8. Okay. Let's look at this box real quick. Actually, did I get the 9, the 2, the 4? 4's point. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, this box, we got the 9s here. I don't think there's anything else to see here. Do we want to think about these digits? We might as well. This band is almost completed, so maybe there's something interesting. We need a well, first of all, the row needs an 8. I'm just going to end up in one of these two. But in general, we need a 2 as well. These aren't 2. So the 2 and the 8 are over here. And these can't be 3. So 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. This isn't 4 or 7. So 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. So 2, 5, 8. All right, I think that's all I really get out of that. Let's look at this box here. 4s are done, 9s are done. Both vertically and horizontally. Okay. Over here, the 2, 4, and 9. Yeah, I don't think we get much out of this. The 4 and 9 we can basically ignore is the problem. So we only have the 2 and the 7 to work with. All right, so what did I miss here? We have some more low-hanging fruit. This column here is down to 4. We need a 2, 3, 6, 7. We know this isn't 3, so this is 2, 6, 7. I feel like I missed something. These pointing 4s, do they do... No, sorry, not pointing 4s. Yeah, pointing 4s and pointing 7s. The 4s, no. The 7s, not really. Okay, I'm just trying to see if I missed anything from pointing or claiming. We had these claiming 5s, but now we have the 5s placed. Oh, this whole column is just down to 3 digits, though. I need a 5, 6, 8. So this is only 6, 8. Is any of them? I want this to do something. All right, what was the rest of this column? 2, 3, 6, 7. So this is 3, 6, 7. This is 2, 3, 6. All right, not seeing anything with that. What did I miss? This 4, 7, 9. I'm still interested in this column, 4, 7, 9. 7, 9 can't go here. 2 and 8 are here. Is there anything with this 1, 4, 5, 9 that I should be? Yeah, again, I need to place a 5 down here. I don't know if it even happens. This could be the 5, but I would like to. Maybe I missed a naked single somewhere. I'm gonna look at this row. I have to look at ones that are down to 5 because there aren't any down to 4 anymore that I haven't looked at. So I need 2, 3, 6, 7, 9. So this is 2, 3, 7. This is 2, 3, 6. Can't be 7, 9. Yeah, I mean, basically what I'm seeing is 9s in one of these two. What do we get? What do we get out of this? Did I look at this column? Let's look again, just in case. We need 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Well, none of these are 1. So this is 2, 7, 8. Really doesn't feel helpful. Yeah. 2, 7. That missed just like a pair that appeared. We got this 5, 7 and this 4, 7. These 5s claim, maybe the claiming 5s are what I'm not accounting for here. None of these are 5, so what does that do for me? Yes, 5 is placed in this row now. The first time I looked it wasn't, but now it is. So where's 5 in this row? It's not in this box because the claiming 5s. This column claimed the 5, remember that? So these can't be 5, including these two. So these aren't 5. This 5 sees here, this 5 sees here, and this 5 sees here. So this is the 5 for our row, which gives us the 7 and the 5 there. The 7 gives us the 4. 5 gives us the 3, the 4, and the 7. We can place the 5 in this one. So 5 did end up there. Okay, so I don't get my 1, 4, 9, unfortunately. But we can place the 4, so that's nice. And so now what's left is 1 and 9, and look, this cell can't be 1, 9. So this ends up being a hidden 1, 9 pair, which means this cannot actually be a 2. This has to be 1 and 9. And so this cell here is from 2, 6, 7, 8. So it's 2, 6, 8. Not an 8 even. Oh, there's an 8 in the box. Okay. So 8 in this row is in one of these two. So 8 in this row is one of these two. Okay. One, 9, 2, 6. Yeah, and the 7 is, oh, the 7 claims in the row as well. The 7's in one of these two. So that's not a 7. That puts a 7 in one of these 3. Darn, okay. This column is down to 6, 7, 8. Mark that up, I guess. Okay, how do I follow up on what I got? Like the good stuff I just got. 2, 3, 6 really wants to make a triple. Oh, this is just a 2, 5, 8. Yeah, and this can't be 5 or 8, so this is 2. Let's just clear that out. This is not a 5, so that's 8 and that's 5. Okay, I just placed it. I didn't realize. 8 looks down, putting an 8 in one of these two. That is, oh, actually 8's placed, even better. I was going to say that points, but either way, this can't be 8. Let's look at this column. We do need a 1 and we need a 3. So unfortunately, that's just a 1, 3 pair. This whole box, we need 1, 2, 3, 6. None of these are 3. The 3 looks down. Okay, so we can place the 3 that way. That's the 3, that's the 1, that's the 7. That's 6 and 8. Very nice. All right. We're close to collapsing, if not already. That's a 7. Clear all that out. That's not a 3 anymore. This is 1, 5 pair, yeah. Okay, oh, here we can get the 9 and we can get the 1. Get the 9 and the 2. All right. 2, 3 pair. So what's this last digit over here? This is a 7. This is 3, 6. Oh, but the 6 can't be here. So that's 3, that's 6. That's 2 and 3. We get the 2 here. Okay, we're left with a triple. All right, take a step back. Let's get this triple. We need a 1, 2. What is it? 1, 2, and something. 6. This triple. We have 1, 2. We need 3. What am I missing? 3, 6, 8. 3, 6, 8. This can't be 3, 8. So this is our 6. And so before I forget, this is 3, 8. All right, so this is our 5. That's 1 and 5. That's 2. All right, that's not 5. This cell here is a 7. That's 6, 8, and 7. That's 6, 3, and 2. That's 8 and 3. That's 1 and 6. That's our 1. That's our 8. And we're done. All right. My times have gotten longer using this new kind of intro to geometry. I like to do it all at once as I scan, but so the way I make these faster is by lessening how much I have to talk about, really. And so that's why the band scans tend to be more speedy. I just do that as I go. Like I can look for geometry as I scan the bands. But it does mean that I could miss an obvious geometry at the start. So maybe tomorrow, I don't know. I'm happy to have your feedback. If you like this pace, let me know. If you would like it to be faster, let me know. I don't know if I want to be slower than this every day, at least. But anyway, I keep banging things. All right. So my point is maybe tomorrow I can experiment with doing the glancing myself and only pointing out when I actually see something interesting. My worry is it'll feel magical, but I guess we can see how that feels. All right. Anyway, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.